Howdy, everyone. Tad Stevens on the Micro Success Secrets podcast, where we focus on business, psychology, and marketing, and how you can use that in your business daily and long term. Today, I'm talking with Donna Riccardo, who holds a certification in holistic nutrition, is a trained Neuro-Linguistic Programming practitioner, trained in Sandler Training, and a former member and seminar leader of the world's largest personal training and development company. She's also earned Distinguished Toastmaster and was a division director in Toastmasters International, as well as a director consultant for BNI. Donna believes confidence is what we need to stop playing small and to step up into life. As a business coach, especially in public speaking and networking, it is Donna's mission to help her clients develop confidence in front of an audience and connect powerfully, with others in a way that attracts the kind of people they need in their lives to have the life that they truly deserve. Donna brings a variety of experience to the table, so her clients don't have to spend 30 years it took her to get there. Donna, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me today, Ted.
You are very welcome. Anything I missed before we get started?
No, I think that's pretty well it. Thank you.
Okay, well then let's jump in. I like to start off with kind of a theoretical question, where if you could go back in your business or personal life or both, and you could change one thing that you did or didn't do, first off, would you change it at all? Would you leave it the same? Would you change it? But if you would change it, what would you change it to?
Let's see. I think if I'm going to change anything, I really have no regrets. I really feel like I did what there was to do at the time. But I think if I were really going to change anything, I would have started my own business a lot sooner, many more years before I actually did.
And that is, I chuckle because that is an awesome answer, and one that I probably get more than any other. And it especially comes from folks like you who have been doing something they love, something they enjoy. And it's, who was it? Mae West. I don't know if you're familiar with the actress. She had a great saying that I really love. And that I repeat often is that too much of a good thing is wonderful. That's the way to do it. Yeah. Okay. So it kind of relating to that is, if you could go back in your life and you could find one decision that you made that was super positive, and you look back at that and you can remember your life or your business or both, you can remember everything before that decision and everything after that decision. Do you have one of those that you could share?
I really do. It's actually, and I'm not sure if you mentioned that my original career was a hairdresser. And so
no, I didn't do that. No.
Yeah, I'll mention that now because that's where it fits. Because that was the decision that I made, that to go into the beauty business, to attend cosmetology school rather than go to college. Okay. And that was the one, because, and I honestly don't even know why I chose that. I just know that I did. I know that it was clear that's what there was for me to do. And the best reason I can say is that it was divine intervention, because I was scared to death of people and there was no earthly reason I should have done that. So that was the best thing. And it really led to all the things that came after and had me really deal with myself as as a business person, as a person that connects to others, and, everything that has to do with public speaking. It just really had me deal with myself here instead of looking outside of myself.
Okay. So that helped you get into public speaking, or at least to look at that?
It did.
Okay. I guess because that's interesting to me, because cosmetology is a people business. You got to deal with people if you want to do that. Public speaking, on the other hand, is, to me, an expanded, much more broader version of that. How did you go from cosmetology to public speaking? Where did that come? Because I'm curious about that.
Yeah, well, as a hairdresser, it's, I'll say, just kind of fast forward for a quick second, that networking is one-to-one public speaking, right? And so as a hairdresser, working with people one-to-one, that was really, a lot of practice there. And I was scared of people at first. I couldn't look at them. I had to look at their hair, and I couldn't even look at them in the mirror. And then I had this desire to teach. I don't know what, again, I don't know what that was, but I just really had this desire to teach and contribute to others.
Okay.
And it was within the beauty business that I was able to do that.
Okay.
And that's
As
where it
you're
started.
okay. As you've gone through these different steps, these different, I guess, stages, do you ever come upon a situation where you're got a decision in front of you, not sure about it, like you were talking about when you decided to go to cosmetology school? What do you do in those situations that you could share with listeners to get through them? Like, do you have a method? Do you have any tips? Do you reflect? Do you meditate? Do you have anything that you do that helps you get through those decisions or help you make those decisions?
I think I do. And I think it's maybe a little different than what a lot of people do, is that I decide ahead of time what I want. And then I just start looking or going about taking the actions that will begin to lead to those opportunities, so that then when it shows up, I make a quick decision, because I know that it already lines up with what I was going after in the first place. So I'm not
Yeah.
really a list maker, and I don't really, think about it in my head too much. I just really go about thinking, well, what do I want? And take it from there.
And then maybe reverse engineer it a little bit and figure out what you have to do to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Okay.
start taking the actions. And then that thing will either show up or it won't. It usually does. It doesn't always show up the way I might expect it or would like it to, but it does eventually show up.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So if you had to start over, say you moved to Colorado and you were starting from scratch, knowing what you know now with the skills that you have now, what would you do? How would you start?
I'd probably do something completely different. I would probably, it's funny, I was talking with a friend about this the other day, and as I've been working in my new business here for the last few years, I've really enjoyed the marketing and the learning about copywriting and psychology and that whole world. I think I would probably do something in that realm.
Okay. So, I mean, because that's interesting, because a lot of people that I talk to, they would, it's almost always related to what they're doing now. And in marketing, if you did get into marketing, that is kind of related to what you're doing now, in a way. But that is, so would you, I mean, I'm just curious, would you want to do marketing for other people? Would you want to maybe get in and develop a training program? Is there anything in particular? And I'm asking because I do marketing and I'm just curious, what would you want to do in that?
Probably both of what you just said. Do marketing as a business, learn to do it, and do it as a business to help others. So help others and train others, have a course. I think I would still do speaking, because really, I'm rather introverted, and I feel that speaking is the most extroverted thing an introverted person can do. So it keeps me from, getting too sucked into my little, hidey hole inside myself. Keeps me out in the world with others. And that's, I feel like that's what marketing is too, on a lot of different levels.
And I want to also mention here that really thank you for mentioning that on speaking, not just for being on the show, but for mentioning all about the speaking, because I think speaking is huge. I mean, I think that people that are in business and are, like you were talking about, introverted, but don't do something about it. I mean, people aren't going to come knocking on your door saying, let me in, let me give you money. It just doesn't work that way. You've got to get out there and you've got to speak. You've got to, even if, like you were saying, it's just one-to-one.
Yes.
So networking's huge. Speaking is huge. Don, thank you very, very much for taking the time today to end all the stuff that you shared with. Is there anything that you'd like to close with, that you'd like to leave the listeners with, and anything that you could offer them that might benefit them?
I would say that speaking is the best way to get known as an expert and authority in your field. And until people get out there and get more public, they may or may not be remembered or thought of as the go-to person for what they do. And if it's terrifying, I say, feel the fear, do it anyway. And, that's all nice to say, like very glib, right? But,
but it's true. I agree.
And there's no other way. There's no shortcut. And start small. Start small. Talking about things talking to friends, get a little group of friends, join Toastmasters, start small, and it'll build from there.
Excellent. And start. I mean, I love that. Start. You've got to start. Okay. How would somebody get in touch with you if they were interested in what you're doing, or just to say hi?
Yeah, so I have my website, which is Donna Riccardo, DONNARICCARDO, DonnaRiccardo.com. And on there, I have 7 insider secrets to empower your public speaking. And so they can get some free speaking tips, and also get on my list to find out about upcoming events and programs. And I'll be launching a course at the end of this year, probably to deliver. It'll, be happening in the beginning of next year. And that's called Show Up, Speak Up, and Get What You Want. And they can learn a little bit about that. And it's all on my website.
I saw that. I love that title. And I will make sure that all those, the links and everything and the contact information is in the show notes, and also that it's in the description for anywhere we post the audio, video, or transcript. So
Great.
Super. Donna, thanks again very, very much. Thanks again for everybody who's listening in. Have a safe and productive week, and be the very, very best at whatever you are doing. Until next time, this is Tad Stevens with Micro Success Secrets. Bye for now.